Hi everyone and welcome to Cultivating Culture, hosted by the Missouri Department of Mental Health. I'm Carl Honiger, and if you're new to the show, I will be your companion as we interview various guests to discuss, highlight, promote, and foster a more positive work culture. The show itself highlights efforts undertaken by the Culture Club and ways the department is promoting a positive work culture through various activities in each office. Our hope through each episode is for you to take one or two ideas back to your own office to promote an even stronger work culture. And with that, please feel free to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cultivating Culture here at the DMH Central Office Studio. In the studio today is Jessica Bax and Heike Johns. So, Jessica and Heike, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself to the listeners, please?
Yeah, thanks, Carl. I'm Jess Bax, and I am the Director for Division of Developmental Disabilities. Extremely excited to be here with you today to talk about culture and you kind of dive into the Culture Club and everything that we've been doing with that.
And I am Heike Johns. I am the Director of Communication and Organizational Learning and Culture Club cheerleader. That's self-appointed.
So for the very first question, I think we would like to know, can you tell us a little bit about how the Culture Club got started, how it was created, and its purpose within the division, please?
Yeah, I think that it was really organic, as kind of all good things are, in that it came from the all different angles. We had feedback coming in from the quarterly pulse surveys, comments that we get, reading through all of the feedback that team members have. And we had members of the team that talked about things that they valued, that were important to them, talking through different communication channels and things that we wanted to improve. But really, at the end of the day, it's the result of culture is something that is extremely important to me. I value the culture I work in. And I always describe culture as the feeling that you get when you are going to work or when you're getting ready, if you're getting ready to engage with your coworkers. And it's a million little things that make up culture. It is everything from your relationships to how you interact, to the way that leadership communicates with you, to the type of work that you have to do, to the environment physically that you're in. It all adds up to make the culture. And in state government and in what we do, we're in a public service agency where the work that we do is really tough, and we deal with some very serious issues. We're helping people through some challenging times, and we really need to have an environment where our team enjoys coming to work. And that is, if you're not in a place where you can enjoy coming to work, then that's something that is just really like we have to do something to change that. And that's what Culture Club is all about, is just sitting down and having that conversation and making sure that we can identify what we can improve upon. You may be really good at one aspect, but there are things that you want to improve in other areas. So it's really, it's those of us who value it. It's the cheerleaders right along with us. And it is something that we made division-wide in terms of creating a group of individuals who represent all areas of the division and come together and talk about making improvements, because culture is within the division, but also within your own office and with your own location, within your team. It crosses over.
It does. And I think one thing that I read recently that really summed it up nicely for me was, it's that feeling you have Sunday night when you know tomorrow's Monday morning and it's all good. and that's the place that I want to be, and that's the place that I want others to be. That Sunday night there's not a heavy dread because tomorrow's Monday morning.
Yeah, I love everything you guys just said. So we're going to move on to the next question here. Can you tell me what elements of the division's culture do you want to heighten or strengthen, and why?
There are certain things that stand out in terms of what we would want to strengthen and heighten, and this is really based upon feedback from our culture club members. We listened, we wanted to hear the feedback, and one of the things that we heard pretty resoundingly was that a culture of appreciation among the team members, that we all understand that we're working together to have that teamwork, that really positive, inclusive environment. And so the way that we get there is to really talk through those values and to put, and I always love the Brene Brown version of her take on values. Values without action is just BS. And so how do you really put those values into action, and thinking that through and being able to brainstorm that with a group of individuals who are infiltrated throughout all of areas of the state has been really beneficial. We just get really diverse, unique perspectives on how to improve those different elements.
And that's what's really fun about that, and bringing that group together, is that diversity. Because where one group may be saying, "Hey, I'm feeling this, and this isn't working," it's such a great experience when there's others that can show up and say, "Hey, but I have experience in that," and so and sometimes it's like, "Hey, we all need to work on this. What can we do?" And being able to not only do that in that culture club group itself, but taking that back to the rest of the teams and reminding everyone we're all on the same team. At different times and at different spots, we may be experiencing different things, but at the end of the day, we're all one team.
I love that you said that, because our culture club members really are ambassadors in terms of going back to the teams that they work with, and not only gathering feedback for us to help inform us of what we need to focus on and changes that we need to make, but also in terms of the initiatives that we are working on, helping to spread that information in a positive way. I think it's just a really good upwards and downwards communication tool.
Absolutely. And with that communication, being open, that in itself helps build that positive environment and helps with that transparency, and again goes back to the piece that, you know what, I want to show up here. I want to do the hard things because this is a great spot to be.
Awesome, guys. So my next question, what efforts has the group implemented within each regional office, or just within the division itself, to heighten appreciation overall?
I think Heike's got to take this one. You have to take the credit here. You did some amazing work putting these together.
I'm not sure that I get the credit. There are so many people that even if it's just a tiny idea, whether I have it or someone else, but to bring those ideas to life, it takes a team. So we know that oftentimes during the course of the day, we want to recognize someone we work with, and it's like, oh my gosh, they really helped me out. I don't have anything handy. It's inconvenient. I'll remember to get something at the store. So to help be able to have that at folks' fingertips, we decided that, hey, wouldn't it be great if we had an appreciation station, something physical in each of those office locations where something great happens. Somebody may be having a rough day, whatever it is. We all need reminders from time to time. We've stubbed our toe and think that, oh my gosh, this is awful. We need that person to show up for us and say, hey, you know what? It's going to be all right. I'm here for you. I got you. You are amazing and you do great things. So those, we ordered all kinds of fun stuff for those. They made my eyes and heart happy. And those are set up in the different office locations. We currently have a little bit of a contest going on just to have those folks send in their pictures and all the creative things that they've done with them. So we have those physical appreciation stations with cards and notes and fun things to encourage and inspire each other. And then we decided that, you know what? We could also level that up and do that in a virtual format. So on our DMH Online, on the intranet, we have a virtual appreciation station, and there you can submit your colleagues, your friends, your coworkers, whatever you want to call them. Sometimes everyone for me, I want them to be my friends, so that's my go-to word. For others that I've just met, we may not be to the friend spot yet, so you may think of a colleague that you may want to recognize. But however you refer to them on that virtual appreciation station, there is an opportunity. You can click button, fill out a form, who you are submitting that, who you're recognizing them, and why you are recognizing them. And then that gets posted to a wall. Know that those are vetted so that we don't get any spam that automatically populates. So there is that. We're not critiquing, I promise, but I want you to know that if there were ever a concern, well, what if somebody posts something about me that I wouldn't appreciate and it went out? So there are those safeties in place. I don't want anyone to have any concern there. And then the sweet spot of that, too, is in addition to being able to go out and see that and share that with others, there are those shout-outs on those Friday coffee chats with Jess, and it's a really feel-good spot in the world to hear what other folks are doing and knowing that we're all here in it together.
Yeah, I mean, that's more for me than for anyone else when I read those, just so you know. If you are ever having a bad day, a very good self-care, I talk about self-care a lot, but because it's important. I mean, what a big piece of culture is taking the time for self-care. It can be so small, but we really do have to find those ways to lift ourselves up, to fill back up our energy. We were just talking a little bit ago about how when, we are working with individuals that we serve and our families, there's a huge amount of empathy that goes into work that we do. And that is that pulls on our energy levels. And you're feeling the challenges that they're going through. And especially in the environment that we're in right now with the workforce challenges. And so many of our team members are really having a lot of tough conversations where they're supposed to be there to help. When your whole job is to be there to help and there are no options for services, you can't do your job. And so I feel like that, I don't feel like that. I mean, that really can be internalized as feeling like you're not able to do your job, that you're failing somehow. And so to deal with that, we really have to counteract with a lot of self-care and acknowledge kind of that level of trauma and experience and make sure that we're recognizing it, naming it. It's really important to name those emotions and to feel what's going on, and to be able to maybe, talk to a coworker about it is another thing. But one of the things I do for self-care, other than just talking to a friend who might be sitting here next to me, is that I go out and I read the virtual appreciation station posts and read about all of the fantastic team members that we have and just the way that their coworkers feel about them and talk about them. It's very uplifting.
Yeah, and I actually remember on the coffee and chat call, it seems like the virtual appreciation is a big hit. There must have been at least 5 or more. I'm sure there are more, but you couldn't go through them all because there was only like 2 minutes left in the call. But it is taken off. I can tell. Is it taken off?
I wanted to say there was like 20 to 30.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we have to remember to keep reminding folks about it, because it's easy to get excited and enthusiastic, especially whenever you're reading those. And then a couple days happen and life has happened and you get back in the grind, and sometimes we need those gentle reminders that it's there. So we will keep reminding folks, hey, don't forget about the appreciation station. Just to keep it in front of folks and to go get that feel-good self-care.
And remind the audience, the virtual appreciation can be found on the intranet page.
On the intranet, DMH Online, go to Division of Developmental Disabilities, and you will find it there.
Perfect. So just a few more questions here. What are some other ways, apart from the appreciation station and the virtual appreciation, that employees can show appreciation towards each other? Just some brainstorming ideas.
Yeah, I love this question because the appreciation station is more of formal, right? It's the physical, or it's out there on the internet, the intranet. But so much of the appreciation that we show is informal, and it's in the way that we relate to each other, in the way that we acknowledge the small things, noticing when, I always say that there's rarely an appreciation shown for people who come in and do their jobs day in and day out. But that is truly like unsung hero level of being a public servant and coming in and making a difference in individuals' lives. I think that another way is really just, I always get approached or will, during interactions with a provider or a family or an advocate, hear about a positive interaction that they had with one of our team members. Just remembering to relay that, the difference that that you see someone making, even if it's not something that you were verbally told, but just that you're able to see. I think that is really important. And so I feel like I really do have to talk about some appreciation that got thrown everyone's way this morning. So this morning it's the first day of a special legislative session that got called by our governor, and it is a special session that is for the purpose of tax credits and agricultural tax credits as well. And so we were a little surprised to see a hearing on the first day that was with our House Budget Appropriations, our House Appropriations Committee, regarding individuals with DD who are boarding in hospitals. But this is a situation that the vice chairman of the House Appropriations Committee really wanted to talk about. He had been contacted and been involved in some constituent cases. And so we had the hearing this morning, and there were just a number of individuals who came up for testimony from different hospitals and different areas of healthcare and advocacy groups. And every single one of them talked about the great partnership and the great work that was being done by our division in terms of trying to help these individuals and really not having what we need in terms of somewhere for them to go. But that acknowledgement means that everyone is really giving off that core value that we have at Mental Health of responsiveness, of empathy in our culture, and truly showing that we care and we want the best for the individuals that we serve. So you are making a huge impression. Sometimes those hearings can be very controversial in terms of, if a hospital is losing millions of dollars of revenue, those are challenging situations, and that you're really, the frustration, you're looking for someone to blame. But from the situations I've been involved in and the hospitals that I've talked to, it's always a matter of they've worked with our staff and really someone took the time on the team to educate them about why we are not able to find any options right now and everything that we are doing. And so it takes a lot of time to do that when you're already busy. And I think that everyone here should know that that you are seen in a really positive light in the community during some very challenging times.
I'm not sure that there's anything that I can say that would have any more impact than that right there. We have amazing people doing amazing things.
Well, guys, this has been an incredible show. So my last question is, where can the audience find more resources on these topics and about the group itself? Say someone wants to join the group or anything like that.
We love having new friends. Again, DMH Online, the intranet page. Go to the Division of Developmental Disabilities. On there, you will see under the director's office, there will be a bullet point for Culture Club. So click on that and you will get all the information you need. And we look forward to having you join us.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, this concludes our show. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to create a more positive work culture. If you like the show, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe feature on your device to learn more about additional shows as they come out in the near future. You can also check out the show notes below about additional resources discussed in this very episode. And with that, please go out and make not only your day great, but someone else's day great as well. Take care, everyone. Thanks.